Hello and welcome to the Rapidbench Tabs Overview Part 2, where we'll cover test bench controls, compile lists, and directory setup tabs. Not necessarily in that order. We will also talk briefly about the Connections tab, but that tab has a video all its own. It's the most complex tab we have. If you saw Part 1, you saw how we configured the project. We created it with the Project Config tab. We created a module. In the Modules tab, we created two instances, clock BFM and a router. The router, the DUT module that we loaded in, we created an instance of that. So now we're moving to the TB controls, which TB stands for test bench controls. These are test bench controls that vary based on the DUT and test bench language and methodology selected in the Project Config tab. As you see, for this particular language, test bench language, which is System Verilog, we have this automatically creates a test module. So the test module needs a clock and a reset deassert level. These are all pertaining to that test module that is created for the System Verilog test bench language. You're given all of the I/O that exist so far in the instances we've created that have clock or CLK in them are provided in this drop-down. You do not need to use these clocks, but this just gives you an idea that this is a clock that exists in your system. You can use that clock to drive your test clock. Also, you can enter anything you want in this block. It's not limited to these drop-downs. Same for the reset. Again, it's resets that exist in the instances created already. Otherwise, this will say none available if there are no instances or there are no clocks or resets identified. Also, the timescale directive, a Verilog timescale directive, I'm sure you're aware of. You can set that for your test bench. When you click the Save TB Controls button, the information in this view is saved in the database for this account and this project. Nothing is saved from this until you click this. That is a specific action you need to take to save the test bench controls. The dir setup, that is the directory setup for the test bench that is created by Rapidbench. It initially shows the default directory structure that Rapidbench will create, and to the extent that the project is configured, will populate. This information is actually saved in the Rapidbench database for this account and project when the project config tab view data are saved. That's so that something is saved for this database. The basic structure cannot be changed. This is a two-level structure. This is the top, and this is a flat directory structure below it. These are the names of the directories that will exist and may be populated. The basic structure cannot be changed in the current Rapidbench implementation, but the names of the directories are configurable. When you change anything in this view, it must be explicitly saved using the Save Setup button. And when you do click the Save Setup button, the information in this view is saved in the database for this account and this project. The Compile Lists tab. This tab is where you can add files for the do file compilation instructions. Rapidbench automatically adds the name of any file from which it extracts a model to the appropriate list. So you see here the DUT module was extracted from this file, so this file name is added to the RTL compile list. And you should note that for security reasons, web browsers hide the directory locations from upload operations, so Rapidbench cannot put the complete path to the files from which it extracts a module port list. into the compile list. It just doesn't have it. You can't get it. You may add any number of files to any of these lists, one file per line as noted. Any changes you make are saved in the Rapidbench database for this account and project when you click on Save Lists. If you do try to leave this after you've made a change, we did not make a change. After you make a change, for instance, and you have not saved, Rapidbench will ask you to confirm that you recognize that you have not saved this. I'm just going to speak very briefly about the Connections view, the Connections tab. This is a multifunctional view here. All instances that have been created that have physical I/O or ports will be displayed here. And as you can see by the many buttons and fields, a lot can happen here. There is a separate video to describe the instance display and all the actions you can take here. For now, be aware that any actions you take in the Connections view are immediately saved in the Rapidbench database for this account and project. So this concludes part 2 of the Rapidbench project configuration tabs video. There will be another video on the Connections tab to describe all of these functions and things that you can do with these instance blocks. Thank you.